Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cake Eaters Avalanche podcast. Today, we're going to be recapping the Avs 3-2 overtime win over the Nashville Predators. Bit late. I you know I had a hockey thing to go to, so I was only able to catch part of the game. And so I had to come back already late, watch the game, and then do now do this. So yeah. That's why this is the day after. So Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Hope you have a good day. Um, and what a better way to start off than looking at how dope the Avs are. So, God damn it, my throat. Um, so yeah, so like I said, I had to watch this game. I will be honest, I wasn't, completely zoned in like I would be during a normal game, but I'll do the recap anyways. Basically, first period actually starts out pretty even, uh, just kind of fluctuates back and forth until the Predators get a power play. Well, kind of the Avs power play. It wasn't very good. So that got some momentum for the Predators, and then the Predators got their own power play, which they scored very quickly on. Ryan Johansson picked up a rebound. Uh, this one was a little bit of an interesting goal because I think um, this is you know there's goals that happen where you're like the goalie clearly isn't like doing all he can to stop it, but he's probably not going to stop it anyways. I think that might be the case on this one. Georgiev looked had another great game, but this was one where he was like a little bit weird on tracking the puck. I kind of mentioned it against in Montreal. He was a little bit whirly and squirrely. That was not as much the case tonight, but on this goal, it definitely kind of came back to bite him where it didn't really against Montreal. Um, yeah, and then the first period after that kind of swings much more towards Nashville's side. They started really putting shots on net. Now, I will say, as far as like dangerous chances go, um, it was it it wasn't a lot of actual danger up until the goal in the power play, and that was kind of the story of the night. Nashville wasn't incredibly dangerous a lot of the time, except for on the power play. Both of their goals ended up being on the power play. I think, according to Natural Stat Trick, they have one 5v5 goal, and I don't know if maybe the Matt Duchene goal happened like right after the power play expired. I can look and see what the NHL has it down as. So they don't have it down as a power play goal, but it pretty much was. Um, so yeah, the Avs weren't playing particularly well. They were getting outshot heavily, but it wasn't a lot of like they weren't like like absolutely struggling. Um, good lord. So it wasn't that bad. Um, it's just the power play wasn't very good, and then obviously the penalty kill was not very good all night. They only killed one penalty, and it was like a 30-second one that cut an Avs power play. So it was like 4-on-4, and then it was that power play at the end of the period. Um, so yeah, not that's not something you want to see from the Avs. But pretty much once the second period started, Nashville continued to play some pretty strong hockey. Like I said, they weren't like utterly dominating, but they got a power play early on and scored on it. Technically, not, but I'm gonna say they did for all intents and purposes. And pretty much after that, it was all Avs for the rest of the game. There were some moments in the third where the Avs kind of lost their legs a little bit. A lot of guys left during the early third period, and they were trying them out to come back. So it was clear that they were spending a little bit of energy, and some guys were getting tired. But yeah. Anyways, back to the first Predators goal. Um, Rare Camel Car mistake. Just doesn't isn't really in zoned in, covering his guy. He's kind of puck watching a little bit, and Matt Duchene literally has pretty much a wide open net and Alexandar Georgiev has nothing to do except pray that he either misses or just completely biffs the shot into him. And yeah, they score to get a 2-0 lead. And then I started watching live. The Avs get a power play, really good power play. The puck movement on this was absolutely crisp. This was like a really nice power play for the Avs. They had some quality chances. They were doing good things with the puck, and right after, they get rewarded with who else but Mikko Rantanen scoring a goal, because that's just the guy that scores goals for the Avs nowadays. I mean, great forecheck by Logan O'Connor. This was something, this was all kind of built off of that power play and some shifts that Logan O'Connor was having. Sometimes it was with Dennis Malgin, and sometimes it was with Alex Newhook, and then Martin Kaut. There's a lot of different line combinations tonight, so I got a little, especially down the lineup. So but it just seemed consistently like Logan O'Connor was having himself a really good game. He was doing Logan O'Connor things. So it's definitely a good game for him. The Avs get rewarded when he makes a forecheck, and Mikko Rantanen absolutely snipes the shit out of UC Saros. When this started happening, the Avs had a few missed opportunities, and Saros had made some really nice saves and played pretty well. So, I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, they're not getting one past Saros tonight. But Mikko Rantanen was like, well, do you know who I am? And he was just like, let me just pick my spot. And then it was, pretty consistent from there on out. Avs continue to just kick some ass, miss some great opportunities, but that's the story of this team at this current state. They just can't finish. But very similar to the first one, where it's like some some good shifts from Logan O'Connor pay off in a goal. Some really good shifts by the first line also pay off in a goal when they have a really nice high cycle, and Arturi Lehkonen shoots the puck that JT Comfort tips after he had previously left because he got nicked in the face with was it a high stick or a puck? I don't entirely remember. Like I said, I was zoning out sometimes. So I was, I noticed him back on the ice a minute before, and I was like, oh, huh. Oh, that clearly got him going. And then, if it wasn't enough, he takes another high stick towards the end of regulation. This is, I thought this was an incredibly weirdly officiated game, as is often the case with Nashville. This one included because he was clearly bleeding, and the rest were just like, no. And I've never seen that before. I've never seen them be like, there's clear blood, and they're just like, nah, that's fine. Yeah, just 2 minutes. And it's like, okay. Good Lord. But anyways, the Avs don't score on that. Technically 4 on the power play, although the first one got cut short. Or the second one got cut short. But and actually in overtime, especially after the power play ended, they weren't doing too hot. The Nashville was possessing the puck a lot. They had a few nice chances. Nothing where I was like, oh God, that was terrifying, but they had some chances, but it doesn't matter because, you make that one mistake, and especially the Avs or a speed team, like Evan Rodriguez forced a turnover at the end of his own zone, and it turns into a 2-on-1 that Sam Girard scores on. I was really nervous when I was watching this. I was literally watching this on the ice, and I saw Sam Girard kind of take he cushioned it, but he didn't bring the puck with him, so he kind of he got a little bit too hard hands on it, and I was like, oh God, Sam, no, the people, think about Twitter, God. And then he was like, fuck Twitter, and he scored, and it was dope as hell, and he was pumped. So it was a fun game. It wasn't the Avs' strongest, but considering, this now gives them a 4-game win streak with this lineup. Nashville was hot coming into this game. They had a 2-0 lead. Another come from behind win in the third period. getting some flashbacks from last year with all these come from behind wins, just stringing together, and overtimes. Um, this is definitely a quality hockey game, and going into the break, you'll take this every time. Um, so yeah, I mean the like I so I didn't really get the full experience of this game, so this isn't going to be as long of a podcast as usual. Probably closer to 20 minutes, but I mean, it was good hockey, rough first period, and the Avs just like, I don't hear no bell, and they just kept pushing, and UC Saros again was dope as hell against the Avs, but the Avs just put so much on him that it didn't matter. This is like kind of what the Avs MO has been lately, is that they just keep piling it on goalies. First periods is something I'm starting to get concerned about. They're just, I don't know when the last time they had a good first period was. Like, it was like Montreal. It was an okay first period against Montreal. New York, fine. Against Nashville, also fine. Nothing spectacular. Buffalo, obviously terrible. Philadelphia, not great. St. Louis, whatever. New York was the last time they scored in a first period. So yeah, not spectacular to say the least. Um, they've definitely got to tune that up. Maybe having a guy like Nathan McKinnon, who has a lot of jump and a lot of energy, and your captain back could help. Maybe the fatigue is, start, the legs get a little bit slower to start, but then you get the blood flowing. It's obviously not a huge concern because they're finding ways to win, but they're also not playing the highest quality of opponents. Um, so it's a little bit, it's something they'll have to fix when they play better teams. Um, I mean, really, like it doesn't have to be perfect. At least just don't be losing consistently after the first period. Um, that's the real problem. So that's not something I'm thrilled about. Obviously, the finishing still hasn't been very good. It wasn't like atrocious tonight. I mean, um, I don't know. It was just it's definitely a game where they could have scored more goals. It's just not as bad as it has been. You see guys, just not really being able to finish somehow. Um, I just don't really know what to fix if they're just two in their heads or what it is. This is just finishing is one of those hard things in hockey, and it might just be a talent thing. But the problem is they have some talent and they have enough guys. It's really Cale Makar. um, he needs to start finishing. Um, some chances. I mean, I don't really like. You could make some arguments. Alex Newhook, JT Compher finally scored one today. Um, Evan Rodriguez can maybe pitch in some more, regular, action goals. Because him and Newhook are really those guys that you need depth scoring wise. Lehkonen, he's not a big goal scorer, and he scored the other day. So, I mean, I'm not going to be too hard on him. And I'd say Nichushkin, except he got hurt in the second period, which is the other thing I'm going to talk about. So, 4 guys left the game at one point. Martin Kaut, Brad Hunt, JT Compher, and Val Nichushkin. Now, I don't know. I'll actually look on Twitter really quick. Let me see if anybody said anything about these guys. I mean, I don't know. Well, it doesn't look. Oh Lord, let me check. I didn't see anything on my first time on Twitter, so I have literally no clue. Um, no one retweeted anything. No one dropped anything anywhere. It's just been incredibly confusing. Um, Give me 1 second more. Let me see what anybody, if anybody says anything. Um, God, I don't see anything on Twitter or anything. I know this is thrilling content for you guys. But I don't know. So this could very well be. Obviously, Coffer came back and Hunt came back, which is good because those guys are both important. Brad Hunt has been one of my favorite call-ups so far this year. I love the way that dude shoots the puck. He's a great offensive spark from the back end when you're missing Bo and Byram. And obviously, he's not like lighting the lamp or like, just making teams quiver whenever he gets the puck, but he's not, he's no Eric Johnson, Andreas Englund, anything like that. He knows what he's doing and he knows how to be at least a moderate threat. But it's Martin Kaut. God, this is the thing. I never saw anything. Like no one said anything about injuries or anything. I don't know if Kaut came back. I think he did. I think I saw him in the post game, like when Sam scored. I'll have to look. Maybe someone. I don't know if it's Christmas Eve and they don't usually. There's no real way for them to interview Bednar, so this might be a thing that'll wait until Monday. But yeah. So we'll see with Kaut. Obviously, Hunt. It's really Nichushkin that you're worried about. Now, people, and I don't think the thing is that like I don't know if I really have been able to recognize that he hasn't been solid on his feet, like because it's a lower body injury, um, which is what he had before. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe he was just like, all right, this is bugging me today, and Bednar was like, we have a 3-day break coming up. Just don't play. I'm not risking you getting more hurt, and we're going to take the break, and we're going to, and hopefully you'll be better. Or if this is like he re-injured it completely, or if it's a completely different thing. I'm not entirely sure. I just hope that no matter what, it's not he's not out very long. I would hope that he isn't out past the new year or much longer past that because his impact has been notable in this lineup, and it's going to be really tough to um, fill in for him until at least McKinnon gets back. But the problem is Val Nichushkin is a kind of a unicorn in the NHL. You don't have a lot of players like that who have, offensive tools, hard forechecking ability, and defensive prowess and ability. That's just not a common thing. So, and we saw, even though he wasn't, the Val Nichushkin we saw in the playoffs or at the beginning of the year, he was making an impact in a good way. And I don't know. It the fact that I don't know. The fact that no one's like pinpointed something, I don't know. Gives me a little bit of hope that it might be like a precautionary thing. Um boy, it would really suck. On an emotional level, I don't want to have Val Nichushkin and Bowen Byram out again. When will Bowen Byram ever do anything to come back? We'll see. It sucks for that kid. I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but we'll see. Um, so let me just talk about some guys that I like tonight. I thought like a lot of the top 6 guys played really well. Ben Myers had another really solid game. Almost could have scored a goal in the third period, I believe. Made a nice pass to O'Connor in front as well. I thought Dennis Mulligan had another solid game. Like the way he zips around is just so abs, and he just has an offensive mind. Said he could make some plays. If this team had any finish, I would bet that he would have at least a point or two by now. I actually thought Alex Newhook played pretty well. Evan Rodriguez played great. He had some really nice plays. He had 2 penalties. One was ridiculous, and one was like, all right. So I don't know. I wasn't really disappointed with very many people tonight. There was one shift where Jacob McDonald had where I was like, oh God, but he also got like slashed in the leg. And the rest were like, nope. So I was like, all right, I'll give you a pass on this one. Yeah, I mean, I just, it wasn't a spectacular performance from many guys. I thought Mikko Rantanen played really well again tonight. He continues to just shoot the puck and just produce offense, and it's just nuts. The dude needs heart talks. He's got 25% of the Avs goals this year. He needs heart talk. I'm sorry. It's Connor McDavid, it's Mikko, and then you could, Jason Robertson is a good argument, and you could put Tage Thompson in there. But the problem is that, that Jason Robertson line has just been good for the past 2 years, and he's got both of his line mates. Tage Thompson, has been really good. And I think, you give some credit to him, but he also, there's stars on that Buffalo team. And it's not also producing anything. Like, they're not like getting wins or a lot of wins. They're not like, they're still the same Sabres. They're just fun to watch now. Mikko Rantanen is single-handedly carrying this team, and I feel like this is a very similar season to what the 2019-20 season was for McKinnon in the way but this time for Rantanen, just the amount of injuries he's just having to drag this team through. Especially if Nichushkin misses more time before guys come back. I mean, I just, Mikko Rantanen's dope. Logan O'Connor, like I said, he played a really great game. He played a Logan O'Connor game. Cale Makar continues to just kind of do everything right except for scoring goals. He doesn't quite have the flash that we've seen from him, but he's, he's doing good things. He's playing good defense. He stopped. I think people might have exaggerated. I don't think that was it looked like that was handled right for the side of the net, but it was still a great read by him. Sam Girard, I thought, was also very good tonight. He continues to just improve. Now he's actually getting shots on net. Now he's finding shooting lanes and actually like putting things through. Goalies aren't just like, oh, he's shooting the puck. Well, it won't even get to me. Or, it'll be a floater. So I don't even have to react to it until it gets to the hash marks. He's actually, been dangerous. Obviously, I've seen him reading the play really well. Some solid defense. I know some people wanted some different stuff from him on that first goal. I think that's a little bit more on Logan O'Connor. But I don't know. There's a little bit on Georgiev. I feel like people are a little bit too harsh on Sam Girard. I definitely think he could have done better in that scenario, but I don't think it was quite as bad as people made it seem. I mean, my biggest problem from this game is why the fuck did Curtis McDermott play 1 minute? 1 minute. You were missing 3 forwards at one point in this game, and he plays 1 minute? What's the point? What are you doing? Like, I'm sorry, Jared. I understand you don't trust him, but like, there's a point where you got to bite the damn bullet, because everybody can see when he plays at forward, he's really not that bad. He's a fine NHL player at forward. Like, he is completely passable. You can throw him out there for 7 minutes. He goes out there, he lays the body. But when you have, like, look, I understand you're coming back, but like, I feel like you're making guys play too much. Jacob McDonald didn't even crack 5 minutes again. Martin Kaut played 5:13, which might be a little bit skewed because he got injured. And this isn't just a Curtis McDermott thing. If this was Jacob McDonald too, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? 1 minute of ice time for a healthy NHLer in any game is garbage nonsense. 1 minute for an NHLer in a game where you had 3 forwards out at one point is just mind-boggling, and I don't understand it. If you really don't like Curtis McDermott that much, then you should have told the front office, don't give this guy an extension. I'm not going to play him. It's not worth your money. And maybe they didn't listen to you, but like, I there's no reason to not play this guy. He's not so actively terrible. Like, you played Anton Bleed more minutes than Curtis McDermott. And I'm like, why? What did Anton Bleed do that Curtis McDermott didn't? Curtis McDermott was like Anton Bleed, but actually like he would actually hit people and not just like finish his checks. He actually hits dudes. I think he might have had one shift tonight. Like, I can look this up really quick. It says he had 3 shifts. I don't understand. Oh, I was like, what the hell? It just doesn't make sense. You're just not utilizing your lineup well. And I understand, people are like, oh, Curtis McDermott, he sucks. Dude, he's fine as a forward. With this state of the Avs, there's no reason he should be playing. Like, look, maybe, I'm not asking for double-digit minutes. Give him 5 or 6, 7. 1? Come on. What are you doing? Like, and even at the point where your guys hurt, and it was clear that your players were tired. Like, this is the thing that Curtis McDermott is made for. You get the matchup, their 4th line rolls out, or their 3rd line, and you're just like, Kermit, go fucking hit guys. And he does that. And then he fires the team up because that's his thing. He goes out there, he pounds dudes, and the team's like, hell yeah, I want to go play some hockey. I want to go kick some ass. Like, look, as much as people don't want to say grit is an actual thing, I don't think it's a major part. I don't think you need grit to win anything, but there's points where hitting guys does good things for your team. It's like the whole, teams have these guys, The Tampa Bay Lightning have Patrick Maroon, bad Patrick Maroon, on their team, and they won 2 cups in a row with him. Like, look, just... And even last year, you played Curtis McDermott at forward, and he was perfectly fine. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand really what the problem is. And, he had 1 shot on goal for. That was the only thing that happened when he was on the ice. Like, what's the problem? I looked up for 5 seconds, and he hit 2 dudes. One of them he even missed, but it didn't matter because he took out a different dude. I don't understand. I feel like even just if you put some brain cells into this, even if you're the biggest Curtis McDermott hater in the world, use your brain and be like, this guy is in the lineup. He should be playing more than 1 minute when he's healthy. He's healthy. Play him more than a minute, especially against Nashville. Their bottom 6 is crap. It's so bad. There's nothing to be scared of there. I mean, I can look at their numbers. Every single person on the Nashville Predators got double digits of ice time. There was plenty of opportunity to find a fine matchup for Curtis McDermott. For Christ's sake, they have 2 bad lines. What the hell is a Juuso Persinen? What is that? Who is that? He played 12 minutes for the Predators tonight. You're telling me that guy can't, you can't play some shifts of Curtis McDermott against that? Tanner Jeannot, dude sucks. Cole Smith, I barely know who that is. These are just not good players. If you don't want Curtis McDermott on your team, tell him to waive him because, you're just disrespecting the dude, to be quite honest. Dude wants to play hockey, not play a minute. And you know what? Maybe he doesn't. I mean, he does, but maybe it's not a big deal. Curtis McDermott seems like the guy who's just happy to be there. He's a great locker room guy, cliche, but, it's probably not a big deal for him. But, especially before a holiday break, play him. Play the dude. Dude, if he doesn't get, I guess, I don't care. If the Avs are somehow losing to the Coyotes, and no matter what happens, if Curtis McDermott is healthy, and I mean, obviously, maybe if he does something stupid or something, whatever, that's fine. I get that. This is the whatever. My problem is you're benching guys who aren't doing anything wrong. So whatever. If he plays less than 5 minutes again, I'm just gonna not understand. I'm just gonna be like, waive him. Send him somewhere where he'll like play, send him down to the AHL, you know, have him destroy dudes there. Who cares? Call someone up who you'll actually play. And I'm not even the first person to say this. Even people who don't like Curtis McDermott have been saying this. It's like, what are you doing? Like, now I'll bring this back because I don't want it to be like I'm a Jared Bednar hater. And this isn't just about Curtis McDermott. This is about Jacob McDonald. This has been about Martin Kaut in this most recent call up. Just doesn't play. His utilization of lines is bad at times. Anyways, I do think, despite all that, he deserves a Jack Adams nomination for sure this year. The amount of injuries the Avs have had to deal with is crazy, and they're fourth in the West still. Like if you in points percentage, and literally if you look at it, they have 3 games in hand on the Dallas Stars. Guess how many points they are back of them? 6 points. 3 games worth of points. They are back from first in the Central Division with that many games in hand. Now I know the NHL, the people who vote on awards aren't the smartest, but this is easy math. I mean, like, look, we all know if anything, if this continues just a little bit, it's going to be one of Bruce Cassidy or Jim Montgomery, because that's what the NHL does. It's like new coach on a new team that does well. Oh my God, give this guy everything. It's just like, all right, whatever. Don't actually and Vegas has been dealing with some injury issues, and they've been slipping a little bit lately. We'll see what happens with Boston. But Jared Bednar, at this point, like he not only does he deserve it this year, but he's deserved it so many other years that there's a point where you should just be like, just give the man his I don't know what the saying is. Give him his respect, whatever. That's not what I was looking for, but respect Jared Bednar. Like, give him some respect. I know he's not, the boys' club. He didn't play in the NHL. Whatever. Dude has coached these injury riddled teams. He literally won a Stanley Cup last year. So, like, why not respect him right now? But like, it's just, I don't know. Do people still like think he's like a brand new head coach in this league? It's ridiculous. People need to respect him more. Whatever. I'll do my 3 stars really quick. By the way, before I do this, Alexandar Georgiev remains dope as hell. He's just kicking ass. According to Natural Stat Trick, he had a goals saved above expected of 1.91 tonight, which is pretty damn good. High danger chances were 15-15. That kind of makes sense. Although most of Nashville's were in the first period, they had 6, then 2, then 4, then 3. So, maybe a little bit weighted. But hey, stopping, 13 of 15 is pretty damn good. He made some really nice saves. He needs to continue to stay hot. I'm assuming Frankie will get the start against Arizona when they come back. We'll see how that goes because he has not played in a fat minute. And they won't even bet on the ice for a little bit. So we'll see. But yeah, Georgiev don't play him too much because you don't want him to get hurt. But keep him rolling because he's doing good. He started off shaky and he didn't have the greatest game against Montreal. I thought he played well. I thought he was pretty good, but he clearly was a bit scrambly. But he ironed that out and he was kick ass today. So he needs to keep that up because that is greatly helpful, especially when the Avs refuse to score more than 3 goals. All I asked for Christmas was for 4 goals and a win. I did get a win, but not 4 goals. But beggars can't be choosers. So 3 stars of the game. I'm going to give number 3 to I want to give honorable mention Logan O'Connor, thought he was dope tonight. Played really good hockey. Um, I also want to give, and he also had an assist, an honorable mention to JT Confer. Pretty dope. Came back, scored the tying goal. That was sick as hell. So credit to him. Third star, I'm going to give it to Georgie. I'll give it to No, I'll give it. Another honorable mention to Girard. He's the last honorable mention because he took 2 penalties. I think they both got scored on. No, the first one, no. Well, one of them got scored on. So need to stay a little bit more disciplined, but I still think he was pretty good tonight. Third star, Georgiev. Like I said, dope. Stands tall when the team needs him. Really helps. Good God, my throat. Good Lord, this hurts. Stands tall when the team needs him. Just making stops. I'm glad he starts on time because the Avs could have a serious starting problem if it wasn't for him. Second star, I'm going to give to Mr. Sam Girard. He had the game-winning goal. I thought he was very good tonight, but I got to give my props to the Moose. He had a goal and an assist tonight, so that also helps. Dope goal. He just continues to be just an offensive force for this team. I just continue to be impressed with him. I know I tweeted something out last game and everybody got mad at me, and that was more of a heat of the moment thing. Like, now looking back on it, I don't agree with the original tweet, but whatever. It's not like I said anything terrible about like babies or something. But yeah, Mikko, dope as hell. Girard, silence the haters. I think I really hope that I'm right, and Sam Girard is just building up, and he's just going to finally get back to the Sam Girard that we see, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt. So yeah, big win for the Avs, 4-game win streak going into the break. Play Arizona in Arizona, so we'll see how that goes. Arizona's been playing some solid hockey lately, and the Avs always, I don't know, it's kind of the struggle bus for them. It'll be interesting to see them playing a game at Bullet. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be there, partially because somebody said they were going to be in town, and I want to see them for that. But whatever. Great dub, great comeback. Hopefully, after the break, the Avs start winning games in regulation and like scoring more than 3 goals in the game. But as long as they keep winning, all these guys are out. You don't really care. So yeah, just fun stuff, fun night. Have a good Christmas, rest of your Christmas Eve. Have a good Christmas, or Hanukkah, or if you don't celebrate either of those, whatever you do celebrate, have a good one of that. Hopefully, get some dope Avs merch. And if you do, tag Cake Eaters Pod on Twitter. Make sure to, give you a view. That's important now. But yeah, bye everybody. I hope you have a good holiday.